尊くお儚き飯意地張って意地張って探せましょう燃ゆる花びら血染め模様泥水育ちのその花は意地桜
Today we are looking at the Synthoceps in combination with the Behemoth subclass. This is probably the last top tier Titan exotic that I had on the list to try with Behemoth. Obviously it pairs up really well with the Shiver Strike. Hold the input to leap through the air, releasing unleashes a melee attack. Now combining it with the Synthoceps allows you to do that little 2-hit melee combo that I showed you in the intro. Essentially what you can do is hit them with Shiver Strike and immediately follow up with that increased lunge range on the Synthoceps to finish them off, because obviously the Behemoth melee does not one hit by itself. You can kill people in one hit when you knock them back into a wall, however that is easily countered by the opponent simply meleeing you as you melee them. That will stop them from getting knocked back. Now that's where the Shiver Strike Syntho combo can come in, because obviously even if they do counter your Shiver Strike, you can immediately follow up with a Synthoceps melee and finish them off. Another cool thing to note is this combination is enhanced further by using the Fragment Whisper of Durance, which enhances the slowing abilities of Stasis. So obviously when you hit them with Shiver Strike, they're going to be slowed even more, and therefore it is much easier to follow up with that Synthoceps melee. Now obviously it's not a one-hit melee. Combining Synthoceps with this ability makes it a 2-hit melee, but the speed at which you can do it essentially does make it like a one-hit melee. Granted, there are counters to this. If you're going to end up using the melee like this, going in for that 2-hit melee combination, you're going to have to catch someone by surprise or hope that they just don't know what they're doing, because a half-decent player with a shoddy will punish you if you just fly into someone head-on and try to melee them twice. It's not necessarily the smartest thing to do. But that being said, Synthoceps do synergize really well with this subclass. It's obviously an extremely aggressive subclass. With the Cryoclasm slide, you're sliding further. With the Synthoceps, you're lunging further. So essentially you can pull off some pretty crazy stuff by... Obviously I'm assuming you guys know this already, but you can kind of artificially increase your melee distance by combining a slide with a melee. That's not a new thing. I've been doing that for years with other Titan subclasses. It even works on other classes, but obviously the more momentum you generate going forward, the further you will lunge with your melee. I don't know if people know that or not, but it's always been a thing. Now that effect is amplified tenfold when you play Behemoth, because obviously Cryoclasm slide gives you much more distance on your side, and obviously the melee lunge with Synthoceps is much bigger than usual. So you can pull off some absolutely ridiculous stuff like shotgunning and then sliding and meleeing from a really far distance. Again though, I have to reiterate that if you're going to be hyper focused on using your melee, I don't know how recommended that is, because you know, in this sandbox rather, it's very anti-aggression in some ways, pro-aggression in others. Obviously Behemoth promotes aggressive play, but if you just, you know, mindlessly run in on someone, you're probably going to get destroyed by a Hunter Shatter diving. So I personally would say that yes, Synthoceps are actually pretty damn good with Behemoth, but I still wouldn't pick Synthos over some of the other options. I would put June Marchers ahead of this. I would probably put One-Eyed Mask ahead of this comfortably. Heart of Inmost Light as well. Those three exotics for sure, for me personally, are better than Synthoceps. But make no mistake, Synthoceps are very good with this subclass. I think perhaps for me personally, I've become used to using Synthos on a Sentinel and everything that comes with that. So for example, on Sentinel you get an overshield when you get a melee kill, or even if you don't have a charged melee, you get your health back. And I feel like that synergized really well with the aggressive playstyle of the Synthoceps. I actually have a video in the works, because I'm working on a Sentinel build to use in this current sandbox that doesn't feel like absolute trash compared to Stasis, and it does definitely involve Synthoceps. Synthoceps with Abyssal Charge on the top tree Sentinel is very powerful, and I will definitely be revisiting that. And in fact, I am planning on rocking it in trials Because honestly, guys, I really like Behemoth for the movement, but I don't know. I feel like an absolute scumlord using stasis, and I feel like, I don't know, like, this might sound weird, but like people kind of expect me to go against the grain, and that's not something I do just to do it, you know? I do that because that's just how I play. Before I became a content creator, that's what I was doing myself, just for fun. Like, it's not about impressing people or being a hipster. That's just literally how I play the game. And now I'm really starting to think about ways to counter stasis as a sentinel, basically. And I'm looking to create some anti-stasis builds coming up here in the future, so keep an eye out for these. However, going back to the Synthos on Behemoth, very, very good. Very, very good. Better than I thought. Similar to the June Marches, it's much better than I thought it would be. Obviously, like I've already mentioned, the melee range and the lunge and the increased damage from biotic enhancements as well, which I haven't even mentioned up until now, is very, very good. I will say in the gameplay, I did mention you could use Whisper of Durance to buff this setup even further. I only thought of that after finishing recording. So in all the gameplay you're seeing, I am actually not using Whisper of Durance. I was just using Shiver Strike on its own in combination with Synthos. And obviously, as you can see, it does work really well. And there's something really kind of satisfying / cool about pulling off that melee combo. I don't know, it's just, it feels like something from a beat 'em up, but I'm doing it in Destiny, and it's kind of just funny. The way you can just hit them with the Shiver and then instantly follow up with that crispy right hand is just, I don't know. Satisfaction factor is pretty high, I'm not going to lie. It definitely suits the Titan mentality. Synthoceps always have been a very, you know, Titan to the core type of exotic. It's just all about cracking people in the mouth with 0 Fs given, and you know, that is how a Titan should roll. You don't want to be cowering in the back as a Titan. It's not a good look, guys. It's not a good look. If you're going to cower in the back, you should be on a hunter. Speaking of cowering in the back, I was actually going in with the scout rifle right there. Not gonna lie, this scout rifle is becoming a favorite weapon of mine. I do think that duality and steady hand might be a loadout that you start seeing me use a lot more. I've been kind of resisting the 120 RPM hand cannons. I don't know how you guys feel about 120 hand cannons. They're very beefy at the moment, man. Almost oppressively so, in the sense that 3 guys laning you in the back of the map with 120s is pretty damn tough to fight against. And you know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them. So I think I might be rocking my steady hand quite a bit this weekend in Trials. I obviously didn't upload yesterday, New Year's Day. I didn't stream either. I actually took the day off just to chill a little bit. But today, obviously, we've got this video. And if you're watching this video, make sure you come by the stream, twitch.tv/shake. I'll be live, probably playing Trials of Osiris. The map is Radiant Cliffs this weekend. People will be sitting in the back. I might be rocking some Sentinel Titan. I think I might be going to a bubble build for this weekend. Because honestly, the way people are playing in Trials, it's very slow. And Behemoth is super aggressive. And if I'm not going to get to utilize that aggression, I might as well just play smart and slow on a Sentinel. Drop some suppressor grenades on some unsuspecting Guardians. And if they're too busy sitting in the back of the map, well, you know what time it is. It's bubble time, boys. Anyway, that's it for me on this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh yeah, one last thing. Big shout out to everybody who's used my Battle Beaver code for the DualSense controllers. I think they may be sold out now, but a bunch of you guys used my code to snag yourself a DualSense Battle Beaver, and I just want to say thank you for that. Really, really do appreciate it. Much, much love.